Golf News RI presents the Golf Dudes Podcast. Here are the dudes.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Golf Dudes Podcast. Happy Thursday night. Joining me, as always, is Golf News RI co-founder, Mr. Rich Capali, coming into us from parts unknown. Rich, how you doing tonight, buddy boy?
Not too bad. It was a hella hot today, so I did not end up playing. I'm hopefully going to play early in the morning before it gets too hot. But other than that, everything's good. I didn't have to work, so everything's gravy.
Awesome. Yeah, it was nice weather out today. I like the heat. I don't need it every single day, but once in a while, I don't know. For a couple days a week, I like it. Should tell you that the Golf Dudes Podcast is presented by our friends at Lynx Drinks. It's a transfusion in a can, and with this hot weather, obviously, it's great to have a nice cold transfusion with you. So check out Lynx Drinks, or look for Lynx Drinks in stores and country clubs in Rhode Island. You can find that information on their website, which you can get to through our website. So thanks to our friends at Lynx Drinks. Okay, it's been an interesting week. Lots of big stories. So we want to get to some of the stuff that happened with the Massachusetts Supreme Court earlier this week. I think a huge ruling and a potential landmark ruling for country clubs everywhere. So we get to that. We have tons of Pga Tour stuff to get to, actually. We have the Bmw Championship, obviously, is underway. I think play has concluded by now, I'm imagining. But that's on the way. We have the Ryder Cup, the real Ryder Cup, in the first 6 spots will be solidified after this weekend, and there's only 1 spot available now. The 6th spot is the only spot available now, or up for grabs in the Ryder Cup. Obviously, everything else will be captain's picks. I think the Patrick Reed story is interesting because Patrick Reed obviously ties into the Bmw Championship and the Ryder Cup, so we talk about that as well. And then some other stuff with Bryson DeChambeau causing more nonsense this week with his long driving contest. We're gonna get Rich's take on his odds to win it because he has very low odds, but you never know. We'll talk about it anyway. So all that stuff as well, and also I will be previewing this weekend's Stan Baluk tournament at Kirkbride on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll have some content related to that I'm super excited about and already in the works. So lots to get to. First off, though, I want to go back a week. Rich, your 27-hole marathon at the King didn't quite go as planned. You were supposed to win it. You came up just short. Not so, but you guys played pretty good, though.
They whooped up on us. The winners, I can't remember their names. They whooped up on us. We had
the Driscolls.
What's that?
The Driscolls.
Sorry. Yeah. Yep, the Driscolls. They whooped up on us. We came in at 95, I think, and they shot a 91. Strangely enough, me and Joe played the alternate shot at 1 over. 1 over for alternate shot. That's impressive. I'm absolutely not mad at that. We played almost lights out on the alternate shot. So shout out to our boy Peter Walsh. He put on another great tournament. And I'm definitely looking forward to the another big money member coming up on the 25th after I get back from Florida. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And again, yeah, thanks to Peter for one, obviously, like you said, putting on a tournament, and also thanks to him for sending me the information. So there was that. So congrats on another high finish. You're having a good season so far. So good for you.
Yeah. Complete opposite of last year.
Yeah. Well, now I'm taking your spot from last year because I've been pretty much terrible this year, and I pretty much can't wait for the season to end. But thankfully, I have one more tournament, one more chance to do something this week. We have the Stan Baluk tournament, which obviously honors Kirkbride legend Stan Baluk, and he's a really Rhode Island legend. He's not really a Kirkbride legend. He's a Rhode Island legend. So always great to honor him, and he's playing in the tournament. And last year he won his division, so I don't want to hear any nonsense from him this week about how he doesn't play good anymore because he won his division last year, and he can still and he literally can make any putt on the green. So. Stan, if you're listening, I don't want to hear any nonsense this week. You can still play.
Nope.
So that'll be fun. We have 27 holes on Saturday, and then 18 holes on Sunday. Then there's a playoff for the division winners on Sunday afternoon, and it's a big money tournament for us. So hopefully I can get a win, or at least win the division anyway. and salvage something of golf season, because I haven't really played that great this year for any number of reasons. But anyways, so that's coming up this weekend. Golf News will have some coverage, have some content coming up related to the tournament, but also related to Stan Bluk the next day or two. So I'm very excited about that, and so it should be good. So that's what we have going on locally here. I think we just put the story up. If you haven't seen it, I've been writing for the last 40 minutes or so before we came on. If you haven't seen it, cool story. My buddy Austin Seeley, who's played in the RA Amateur, he came on the RA Amateur Series podcast, former Rick basketball player. He actually played a golf round today with Donald Trump, just randomly.
I'm looking at this right now. Holy crap.
And John Smoltz, by the way. And John Smoltz, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. There's another familiar face in that picture too. That's awesome.
So super cool story. He just posted pictures of it, and I messaged him. I said, "Can I put a story up?" And we did a brief interview, and so he gave me the quotes and stuff and details. And he wasn't going there to play with Trump. Wow. He was going there to play with Smoltz, and they just happened they were at Trump's place or whatever.
Crap.
And so super cool story. If you haven't seen it yet, I literally just put it up within the last 20 minutes or so, awesome. Whatever it is. But yeah, pretty cool. So I've only been in the presence of a president once in my career, in the media. It was a couple years ago when Bill Clinton came here to campaign for Hillary at CCRI, and I was doing video.
Slick Willie.
So it was definitely a cool experience. Obviously, I wasn't playing golf with him. But it was a cool experience. Anytime you're in the presence of any president, it's cool. So that was cool for him. So again, if you haven't seen the story, it's up on Golf News RI right now. So check that out. Pretty cool stuff. The other big story this week, I think that's an underrated story, is
that's so cool.
Yeah, I figured you liked that, so it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So check that story. Definitely check that story out. The other big story this week that's kind of been making some headlines, and Rich, I don't know if you saw it because it was kind of underrated story, but I think it's going to be a potential landmark story, was the story regarding Blue Hill Country Club. Earlier this week in Canton, Mass. Blue Hill, for those that don't know, is a prestigious club in Massachusetts. It costs upwards of $12,000 to be a member there, from what I'm told. And so earlier this week, the Massachusetts Supreme Court ruled in favor of more than 100 waiters and waitresses at the club regarding the 10% gratuity charge and the 10% service charge. The Supreme Court ruled that the service charge has to go to the staff. And so what happens is that a lot of these clubs, and I'm not throwing anybody out there, but every club, almost every club does this, and so that's why I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Is if you get a bill, it says 10% gratuity charge, 10% service charge. 10% gratuity charge obviously goes to the staff, and 99% of the time, the service charge goes to the club. And basically what the court said, again, this is the Massachusetts Supreme Court, basically what the court said is the service charge now has to go to the people that are providing the service. And so there's other clubs that do this. People have actually reached out to us privately. I'm obviously not saying any names, but people talked about this. And I think, and I didn't put it on our Instagram post, but I think this potentially has the ability to be a landmark case in golf club land, because I think this could change, how all these things work. And I think, it'd be interesting to watch over the next couple of weeks or month or whatever, what happens with other clubs, and if other wait staffs obviously you have to have the guts to, sue your employer. That's certainly part of it. But,
no doubt. Well,
not
not for nothing. If you're providing the service, you should get whatever the charge is. That's just using your head. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. These clubs are taking in thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands, if not some clubs, $1 million a year. The 10% service charge plus a 10% gratuity. Not for nothing. It should just be a flat 20%, and it should just go to the servers / bartenders, waitresses, all that stuff. That's just a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, so that's what I think you're going to see. And again, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with more of this going forward. So Super interesting story. I think that was on Monday or Tuesday that happened. The ruling came down, but the more than 100 servers or wait staff employees sued the club, and they ended up winning. So I think that's a huge story. I think it's an underrated story, and I think it's going to be interesting to watch what happens with it over the next, like I said, a few weeks, months, whatever.
I think the timing was good too, because it was like, it's still, I mean, for you it's not mid-season, but for a lot of us it's still mid-season. We got like maybe hopefully like 3 more months of golf left. I mean, if they did this in the off season or like towards the end of the season, then I don't think it would have been too big a deal. But this is like right smack dab in the middle, when they have full dining rooms, full bars, events are still going on. You have tournaments, outside events. A lot of these clubs on Mondays hold outside events and tournaments and stuff like that. So, bravo to them. They did it at the right time.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly. I didn't write it down, of course. I'm not exactly sure when the lawsuit was actually filed. The result of it came down earlier this week, obviously, as I mentioned. But I can look quickly. But I'm not exactly sure when the lawsuit was filed. It might have been filed earlier this summer. But either way. The wait staff sued a prestigious club, the Blue Hill Country Club in Canton, Massachusetts, and they won. So I think that's a huge story. I think it'll be fascinating to see what else comes of it, if anything else comes from it. I mean, maybe nothing will. I don't know. But I think that was interesting. So I thought that was underrated, a big story of the week. The other thing I wanted to get to, because the event is actually tomorrow night. Tickets are still available for the Mingle in a Movie event that's taking place tomorrow night at Huck's Filling Station and then at the Greenwich Odeum. That's all to benefit the Brick Fund. Our buddy Ed Brady is putting it on his own. He's a former caddy, obviously. So that tickets are still available to that. If you're looking to buy tickets, the event starts at 5 at Huck's Filling Station. There's like a red carpet event. There's all kinds of food and appetizers and drinks. And then you go to the Greenwich Odeum and watch Caddyshack on the big screen. So there's still tickets available. They're $40. If you're looking for a link, the link is pinned to the top of our website. To the top of our Facebook page. Sorry, not website. It's pinned to the top of our Facebook page. And I also shared it to my personal Facebook page, whatever that's worth. So if you're still looking to go, there are still tickets available. I think they're gonna have a good turnout. We went over the auction items last week. Some pretty cool stuff. A signed Masters flag by Tiger Woods, a signed Masters flag by Phil Mickelson, and then there's foursomes to Alpine, Pawtucket, Cranston, and I'm sure I'm missing one, but a bunch of cool silent auction items available. And so if people are still looking to do that, like I said, the link is pinned to the top of our Facebook page, and it's on my personal Facebook page for whatever that's worth. So a cool event tomorrow night, and hopefully everyone can make it out there for a good night, and it's to benefit a great fund. So that is where we are with that. Mr. Rich, what do you have coming up at King's Crossing? What do you have coming up in the world of golf?
Not much. Like you said, like club events are starting to wind down. We got a couple events in September. One being the one that I just said about the big money member on the 25th. Sometime in October, we have the Ryder Cup versus Pinecrest. That's October. I think it's the first or second week in October. And then that pretty much wraps it up. And I think we have the turkey shoot, the end of the year turkey shoot. I think that's the week of my birthday, first or second week in November. And other than that, it's just bonus rounds after November. Hopefully, hopefully the weather holds off till at least December, so we can get some extra rounds in.
Nice. Yeah. Well, last year, if I remember correctly, last year you played almost into December, right? Then you started. I think my
last round was. Yeah, I think my last round was like second week in December, I think, and then it just started to get too cold. I call it quits after like under 50 degrees at the height of the day.
Okay.
That's my limit.
Under 50 is not bad. Well, under 50 is bad, but 50 isn't terrible, I guess.
50 is not bad if the sun's shining. You tee off at like 9:30, 10 o'clock while it's still a little bit chilly, and then the middle of your round is great because the sun's nice and high. Once daylight savings times hits, it kind of screws up the early tee times that we have. Like I tee on Sunday mornings, I tee off anywhere from like 7:15 to quarter to 8. So those are kind of the daylight savings kind of screws us up with that. But yeah, I'm hoping to get at least halfway through December. Knock on wood.
And well, you're going to Florida next week, so you have at least that to look forward to. You have the extra
in a week.
some extra rounds in Florida, so that's good.
I'm going to try and play. The other two courses at the PGA Village in Port St. Lucie. Hopefully, I'm hoping that they keep their summer rates there. It's only $75 to play a top tier course, so I can get out there for 2 rounds as opposed to the 150 I spent in May for one. So I'm hoping that sticks in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, for sure. And I know last time you went, you sent me a couple pictures and I posted them on social media for everyone to see, and you got some good reaction.
Fantastic.
To them. So I will try to do something similar like that again. So you'll be in Florida next week, so that'll be fun. We'll do the golf dudes in Florida, or golf dude in Florida. Anyway, also a quick note.
You'll be there in spirit.
I will be there in spirit. I'm not sure what spirit, but I'll be there in spirit, I guess. I don't know if I'll be there. Our social media certainly will be there because I'll post the pictures and they'll think it was.
I'm actually going to attempt to. I'm going to bring Joey's drone down and attempt to do a little bit more than what I did when I was there in May. So I've got to screw around with that at the beginning of the week so I can get it so that I can actually play some holes while it's up in the air, because I really didn't mess around with it in May. So I'm gonna try and get some actual drone footage of these courses that I'm gonna play. So that'll definitely look out for that.
That'd be cool, yeah. Absolutely. So Rich will be providing some content from Florida. Always good to give people a look at some different golf courses and different things. So we'll work on that over the next few days. Real quickly, as I'm trying to find the teams and who is actually going. But a huge good luck to our good friend Doug Caniglia and the Ryder contingent. They're leaving Saturday. They're all going to Bandon Dunes for the Troon Cup.
Wow. Nice.
He's playing. They leave Saturday. They play somewhere else in Oregon on Sunday. Then they leave Sunday night to go to, I guess it's a ride from the Oregon airport to, so they stop over, play somewhere on Sunday. They arrive at Bandon Dunes on Monday. They get practice round at Bandon Dunes, and then they play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as a Troon Cup. And people from all over, it's just Troon-related golf courses. Obviously, Troon, for example, manages Alpine. They manage Lake of Isles. That's how Doug is going.
Lake of Isles, yep.
He's a member at Lake of Isles. So a huge shout out to him. I'm trying to do a story on it, but I'm trying to find the other rounders that are in the field because there's multiple, not just him. So,
wow, Bobby Dahlbeck just hit a home run. Holy crap.
Nobody cares about baseball.
Wow. Yeah, well.
Well,
yeah, good luck to the boys going out there. That's going to be awesome.
So he was telling me the other day, he went through the top 10 courses, I think in the country, ranked by Golf Digest. Bandon Dunes has 5 of them.
Yep, they're in a what's it called? A complex, like not a complex, but like a park kind of, and they're all 5 of them are in the top 10. It's absolutely insane.
And they're building a 6th one. They're building a 6th course, amazingly. So they might have 6 in the top 10.
And I think I think they have a pretty gnarly par 3 course. I think they have lights on it and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've heard nothing but crazy things about Bandon. Yeah,
so I'm gonna try to help provide coverage from there. Well, he's gonna try to provide coverage from there, send pictures and different things. We'll see how much we can do. I'm not sure what his schedule is. He said it's strictly a golf trip. It's totally 4 days of tournament golf and
business.
So that's super cool. And again, I'm gonna try to have a story on it of some sort. I'm just struggling to find the information. But if anybody knows anybody else that's going, by all means, send it along. So that's going on. He leaves Saturday. The tournament starts on Tuesday after a practice round on Monday. So pretty good stuff. So we have one rounder who's playing golf for presidents. We have another rounder that's playing Bandon Dunes. We have me and you that just sit on our ass and do this. Oh, there goes, and he just disappeared. So maybe he was sick of the show. He's had enough of the show. So anyway, he'll come back at some point, I would guess. So that's all that we have going on. Thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. And always a summer night in the middle of August. Beautiful out. Shout out to the Kirkbride people at Trivia. The Trivia night tonight at Kirkbride, so shout out to them. Tina, thanks for watching. And Bridget, thanks for watching. And I just know we'll have tons of people on the replay. I was trying to get Rich back here. And there he is. Welcome back. I thought you quit the show. I figured you got bored. Yeah. So anyway, I figured you got bored and didn't want to do the show anymore. I was just saying, we have one round there playing golf with presidents, another round there going to the Band of Dunes, and we have me and you
going
sitting on our ass.
Abandoned. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
unbelievable.
So anyway, cool stuff. I want to get to our promo, then when I come back, I want to do a bunch of PGA Tour stuff. But real quick, if you haven't seen it yet, we launched our Golf News RI Pro Shop. You can get there through our website and also through the shop button on our Facebook page. So be sure to go out and check out some Golf News RI merchandise. We have pint glasses. We have cool bucket hats. We have T-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts, and mugs, all different things. We'll be launching some new merchandise soon. And so check out the Golf News RI Pro Shop for all your merchandise needs. Some cool stuff there. And so be sure to check that out. So that's available now, and we'll do more stuff with that soon. I'm actually getting my own products in, and I'll be doing more marketing and stuff once that comes in a couple of days. So look forward to that. So let's do this. We have tons of PGA Tour stuff to get to tonight, Rich. Actually, it was an interesting week for sure.
I am excited.
So we have PGA Tour stuff coming up. I want to get into the Ryder Cup. I want to do a little breakdown of the Ryder Cup. Only one spot is available, but obviously it'll be interesting to discuss the captain's picks and things like that nature. I want to get into, obviously, the Bmw Championship going on today. I don't know if the lead has changed since the last I checked, but we'll get to that. And then I also want to get to the Bryson DeChambeau story about him entering the long drive contest, because it comes at an interesting time, to say the least. At least I think so. So we're going to get to all that stuff and more when the Golf Dudes return in just a few minutes. Billy Andre joins the show. Billy, thanks so much for doing this, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I'm very excited to be joined by an 11-time Emmy Award winner, and that is Armin Katayan. Massachusetts Women's Amateur Champion Allison Pig.
The days of the country club just being golf and maybe one amenity are gone. Unfortunately, Metacomet doesn't have those.
He has a very rare condition called kyphoscoliotic Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And at the time of diagnosis, there was only 60 documented cases in the world.
When we legitimately played the last 4 holes at Newport National, you could not see 50 yards.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Golf Dudes podcast. Joe Calabria here. Rich Capaldi alongside. That was odd. Anyway, we'll fix that, and we'll fix that in post production. Anyways, so we talked about a lot of stuff prior to the Massachusetts Supreme Court ruling, which I think is fascinating. We talked about the Burke Fund event tomorrow night, and we talked about some of the local stuff, Kings Cross and Kirkbride, and other things going on across the state as kind of golf season kind of winds down as far as club tournaments go. So I want to switch gears here. We lost the PGA Tour.
Let me bring up something real quick. That you put up on the website about that Connecticut golf course that's banning unvaccinated guests. How about that?
I think that I didn't do a full research, but I think they might be the only.
No, that was a great story, because I knew it was coming. It was going to hit the golf industry soon. I was just a matter of time. I thought it was going to come a little bit earlier than it did, but yeah, I was very, very not really shocked, but I can't believe that golf clubs are doing that. That's just ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Well, as far as I know, they might be the only golf course in the country that's doing that. I don't know if.
There's going to be more.
There could be
more are going to follow suit.
Yeah, they could. I thought it was interesting. I was kind of surprised that they were doing it. Obviously, I mean, I read
Yeah.
some of the comments on their Facebook page, and the people weren't too happy. So it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts. I'll check back in a couple of days or whatever, just to follow up. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was worth posting. Connecticut's nearby. It's not like they're out in Alaska somewhere. It's nearby, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what the developments are with that. If other clubs do it, obviously it's not in Rhode Island yet. I know some of the entertainment center places are requiring vaccines and stuff, but it'll be interesting to see if it comes, to golf, or it continues to come to golf clubs. I kind of would be surprised, I feel like, but I also didn't think that one club was going to do it necessarily. So it's interesting. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but I thought it was an interesting story, and I'll be interested to follow up with it in a couple of days or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm definitely interested.
So we'll see. We'll see where they are. Now, it wasn't clear as I was on their website and Facebook page. Well, mostly their Facebook page. So that's where I got that's where they saw the post. I don't know if that's like a private club or if that's like a public course. I'm not sure what the deal.
I'm going to assume
a ton about it, but
I'm going to assume it's probably a private course.
Yeah,
I don't think a public course would have the money to. Also, it said guests, right?
Correct.
So yeah, it has to be a private course, because like a public or a muni has everybody's a guest. I mean when you have members there that can pay like a daily fee, like not to the member. I mean they're just like a guest. You know what I mean? So it has to be a private course.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into the politics of it, but I just thought it was an interesting thing. And I know they got some heavy reaction if you read, some of the comments, and we kind of posted some of them in there into the story as well, just to get some reaction on it. So yeah, I thought that was a good story that you brought up. So
yeah, it was a good find.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. So, but yeah, so we had two big golf business stories this week. We had that one, and we had the Supreme Court one. So it was an interesting doings in the golf business, in the business side of the golf world, and so we'll keep track of that as well. Okay, let's get into some of the PGA Tour stuff. So I think there's a lot to get to. There's a lot of bone to chew on. I'm not sure where exactly you wanted to start. I know I think the Bryson DeChambeau story is fascinating, and I think the Ryder Cup part of it is actually fascinating. They kind of go together. So I don't know where you want to start, but this is your segment. So why don't you can pick whatever you want to do, and we'll go from there.
All right, so I pulled up my Twitter on my computer, and I want to get to this real quick. So I'm on Barstool, and Barstool put up an article. I think it was this morning or yesterday morning. So Rory showed up to the BMW Championship without his normal 3-wood. Guess why?
I saw this. He threw it in the.
Because he chucked it in the woods on the 9th hole at Liberty National.
Yeah.
He straight up chucked his 3-wood into the woods. How fantastic is that?
And then he said,
man.
Then he was like, "Oh, if anyone wants a 3-wood, it's probably a 3-wood in the woods somewhere."
It's on the off of the New Jersey Turnpike on the 9th hole on Monday. If somebody wants to go get a 3-wood, there's one in there somewhere. Man.
Good one.
Yeah. So let's get the Bryson thing off our chest real quick. So you put that, I mentioned to you yesterday, you had already known about it, but you put the story up today that, apparently Bryson is going to be doing the World Long Drive contest. Now, most people know he's good friends with like Kyle Berkshire. If you guys I'm into the World Long Drive, so I know about a bunch of these guys. Kyle Berkshire is one of the big heavy hitters in the World Long Drive. He hits the ball like 400 yards on a bad day. Bryson trains with him. He's put up numerous videos of Bryson in his simulator and all this stuff. But apparently, the invitation has been extended to Bryson. And the first event that he's competing in is the day after the Ryder Cup. So, my first reaction to that is that we are 2-7 in our last 9 in the Ryder Cup. And
by the way, it hasn't been a close 2-7 either. It's been a blowout. It's been a blowout. They've been blowouts.
So my whole thing is that President's Cup, no problem. We dust them in the President's Cup. The word on the street is that the past couple Ryder Cup teams, the chemistry hasn't been great in the locker room, like off the course. Not so much fights, but like not like you throw these guys on a team when it's not really a team sport, and it takes a while to mesh. That's the same thing with like the Olympic teams and the All-Star teams and all this other crap that they have in sports. The past couple of years, the karma hasn't been good in the locker room, and my biggest thing is that where's his head going into the Ryder Cup? Is this, I'm just going to play to play. My heart's not really in it. I'm more worried about doing well the day after the Ryder Cup or the World Long Drive, or is he actually going to be committed to the Ryder Cup and his teammates and have the World Long Drive, in the back of his mind later down the road after the Ryder Cup? That's my biggest thing, and that I'm not worried about because we don't have any control over it. But that's my biggest thing. Given the fact that their karma in the locker room hasn't been great. Obviously, he's got the whole Brooks thing going on that apparently they squashed until after the Ryder Cup. But like I said, the karma amongst all the guys hasn't been that great in this tournament. So that's my worry.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Brooks Koepka thing. That's part of it, right? The chemistry is bad, and him and Brooks apparently don't like each other. And apparently, Golf Channel reported today during the broadcast, and perhaps this is what you were referencing, that I guess Steve Stricker, who obviously is captaining the Ryder Cup, I guess he sat them both down and said to try to
like children.
Yeah, like children. So that's at least Golf Channel reported that today. I can't think of who the reporter was that set up, but Golf Channel reported that during the broadcast today. So, and just to clarify the Bryson DeChambeau thing, he posted that on his Instagram account. That's where that came from. Just so everyone knows. I just wanted to clarify that. He posted that on his Instagram account. He actually posted it on Monday afternoon while the thing was going on at Liberty National. And I actually posted it Tuesday, but whatever it was, it doesn't matter. So it's kind of weird that he posted it during the tournament. It's kind of like he's trying to drive traffic away from the TV or something. But I think that's a fascinating story. I guess I haven't actually seen the odds because I don't follow the betting stuff. But I read that, or I think Golf Digest reported that he has like long odds to win the thing. Would you consider putting money on him to win it?
No, probably not.
The long drive contest, I mean.
Like, yeah, it's a different kind of event, and the Barstool guys, the foreplay guys went over the whole thing. It's a completely different game. It's a different type of swing. Like on the PGA, you got one shot to hit it in the fairway. These guys, I think it's like 8 balls around, and they just swing out of their shoes. Like they almost fall down. That's hard they swing. And as long as they get one out of 8 in the fairway, that's their, that's their,
counts, right.
That's the name of the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
As opposed to being precise, hitting fairways in normal golf, this is a completely different animal, if you want to call it that. And I just hope he's training for the Ryder Cup and not for like the world, the World Long Drive. I'm 150% going to watch it. That's made for freaking TV. That's going to be great. But even in my viewing rankings, obviously the Ryder Cup's more important. I can't wait for the Ryder Cup. That's one of my favorite things every 4 years, I think it is. It's one of my favorite things every 3 years. Sorry.
2 years. Every 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. Sorry. That's my favorite thing to watch. I love the team aspect of it, the camaraderie, and all that. So I really, really, really hope that he's got his mind set on the Ryder Cup and not the day after.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I thought that was interesting timing. I thought the story was not that he was competing in this championship, this long drive. The story was that it was the day after the Ryder Cup, so that's why I tried to focus on our piece. Speaking of the Ryder Cup, let's get to that because it's a smooth transition. After this week, the top 6, after this weekend, I guess, I'm sure it'll be finalized early Monday morning, whatever it is. But either way, the top 6 will be finalized, and 5 of the top 6 are already finalized. There's only one spot open right now. There's still only one spot up for grabs, and that's the 6th spot, which is currently held by Tony Finau. So real quick, and then you can break it down a little bit, but real quick, the top 5 spots right now are Colin Morikawa is 1, I don't know if the numbers matter or not, but 2 is Dustin Johnson, 3 is Bryson, 4 is Brooks Koepka, 5 is Justin Thomas. The 6th spot currently is held by Tony Finau. He's about a couple hundred or so points ahead of the 7th spot, who is Xander Schauffele. And then 7, 8, 9, 10 in this order are Schauffele, Jordan Spieth, Harris English, who was probably the surprise of the group, and 10 is Patrick Reed. Now, obviously, as we reported, Patrick Reed is missing. Missed last week, missing this week because he's sick. He's been in the hospital. He's probably not going to make it to the Tour Championship. I don't know, barring a miracle, because he's
I don't think so either.
He's currently 30th in the ranking in the FedEx Cup playoffs, right as of now, as of the first round. So I don't think his season's going to be over. So who knows how long it's going to be until he actually wins the club, as far as competitively. So he's at 10, but could be an interesting captain's pick. So when you look at that list, obviously, like I said, the 6th spot is the only one that's currently open. And then honestly, there's 4 captain's picks. I'd like to think that, Harris English could be up for debate, but I'd like to think that 3 of those 4 guys are going to get captain's picks anyway, whether they make it on points or not.
Everybody.
What do you think?
I want Finau in the 6th spot. Let's talk about last week. That was fantastic. I'm so happy for him. He finally got the monkey off his back. I think he deserves that 6th spot. Just because he has an insane streak of coming in second in golf tournaments. For him to get that monkey off his back is fantastic, and I think he deserves it. Secondly, I do not want Harris English in there. I want Kevin Kisner as the final captain's pick. He is tremendous in match play. He is amazing in match play. So they need to get his ass on that team ASAP. He took down, what was that, a six-man playoff the week before. He's one of the best putters in the game. I think he's like top 5 in putting, and he doesn't hit the ball a tremendous amount, but he is an assassin in match play. So we need Kiz on that. We need Kiz as that last captain's pick.
So if Finau gets the 6th spot, right? We'll say he gets the 6th spot, even though he won last week. Obviously, a nice choke job by Cam Smith on the playoff hole, but that's beside the point. Who would be your 4 captain's picks? Kisner, you said, is 1, so you have 3 others.
I'm looking at these things right now, and I don't even know how Kisner's 18th. Before him is Sam Burns, Jason Kokrak, Billy Horschel, Scheffler, Webb Simpson, Daniel Berger, Patrick Cantlay, and Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed's a better player than he is. And Harris English, Jordan Spieth, Schauffele. Anyways, number 1, Schauffele. Number 2, let's see. Number 2, Kisner. Number 3, Spieth. And number 4.
Drum roll, please.
I'm not gonna lie. I would.
Not that easy, is it?
I'm looking at this list. I'm going with number 22. I'm putting Zalatoris on it as number 4.
Really?
Yeah,
That's an interesting pick.
Yeah, number 22. Number 22 in the Ryder Cup standings, Zalatoris. Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. That'd be.
I mean, Harris English. Harris English is a player. He's played very, very, very well.
He's having a big year. No question.
He's having a big year. So yeah, I'm rooting for Zalatoris, or you probably have to put Harris there because he's having such a great year.
Yeah, but again, it's the captain's pick. You don't have to.
I mean, obviously, a lot's going to depend on Patrick Reed at number 10, because he's, as of right now, he would be a captain's pick if he's well enough to play. But I mean, he gets out of the hospital he's probably not going to feel good. You know what I mean? He's got freaking pneumonia. So, yeah, I'm going out on a major limb and say Zalatoris is my 4th captain's pick.
Fascinating. That'd be interesting if they
if
they do that. So you'd be leaving. So you would leave Jordan Spieth off, which is interesting.
It was Spieth. I said Spieth.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
I said Schauffele, Kiz, Spieth, and Zalatoris.
All right, my fault.
Yeah. I mean, you got Webb Simpson in there. Scotty Scheffler, he's played well. Patrick Cantlay, he's a good player. He hasn't really played all that well this year. But You also got Phil in there at 19. I
Yeah.
just don't think Phil. I mean, aside from the pulling the PGA Championship out of his ass this year, he hasn't been playing overly well.
good.
I'm looking down. I mean, there's some good names that are really high. Really high. Bubba,
Yep.
Cameron Champ, he won this year. Keegan Bradley, he had a pretty decent year this year, and he's still sitting at 31. Let's see. Let's go down to the bottom. Harold Varner the third too. If Harold Varner's 5 under today, I think he's in like 5th place.
Yep.
After this, I'm pulling up my thing right now. Sorry. He is 5 under, and he is tied for 7th right now. If he can somehow, I mean, I don't know if he can win, but I mean, if somehow he wins, I mean, that's going to vault him in points because he only has like 4,000 points. But you could actually think about him too, possibly. I mean,
Yeah,
who knows? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, obviously you got your top 6. I think I 150% believe Finau deserves that 6th spot, no doubt. And those other those 3 guys, and then the 4th is obviously a wild card, but the 3, I think those other 3 guys deserve it. And then take it or leave it. I say Zalatoris because he played insane at the beginning of the year, and you kind of give him a little bump for that. You know what I mean? Because I don't even think he has his card. He doesn't even have his card for next year, so he's
Right,
gonna have
he
to
has
play
to
on
win.
a sponsors exemption for a bunch of tournaments next year. So
Right, absolutely. A few minutes left. Do you want to do a quick BMW rundown and give a quick analysis, or?
yeah.
All right, go
Let me
ahead.
throw it here. Sam, we got a 3-way tie for first place. Sam Burns. Holy crap. Sam Burns, John Rahm, and Rory.
Oh, wow.
Rory, obviously coming off that statement of him being exhausted.
Yeah. Well,
A lot of that has to do with
flying to
traveling
Japan and back
for the Olympics.
is tough. Yep.
I was just going to say, our boy Sergio is alone in 4th place at 7 under. Let's see, tied for 5th is Abraham Answer and Patrick Cantlay. And as I said, Harold Varner is tied for 7th along with Webb Simpson, Dustin Johnson. There's a bunch of guys here. Keegan Bradley, Tony Finau, they're all tied. Hideki Matsuyama, Sungjae Im. Let's see what else. They're all tied at 5 under, tied for 7th. Let's see, Cameron Smith, choke job artist from last year. He probably could be the pants crapper of the week for last week.
Yep.
He is tied for 19th at 4 under with Phil Mickelson, Paul Casey, Lucas Glover, Ryan Palmer. Bryson's also there along with JT. So we got Stuart Sink tied for 29th at 3 under. He's right in there too. He's had a fantastic year as well. Let's see what else. Let me see. Mark Leishman tied for 29th at 3 under as well. We go down to the bottom. Victor Hovland tied for 43rd at 2 under along with Brooks Koepka. Let's see what else we got. Come on. Jordan is tied for 47th along with Horschel, Lee Westwood at 1 under. All these scores are final. Obviously, they got the whole round in today. Kisner's tied for 56th at even, so he's 8 shots back with Max Homa. He had a good year this year too. He won at Riviera. Kevin Na's in there even. Colin Morikawa even. And then let's go to the bottom. Jason Kokrak tied for 63rd at 1 over. He was in that range of possibly getting a captain's pick. And Scotty Scheffler also in that range too at 1 over. So yeah, it's pretty good that the highest score is 3 over, which is pretty good. I mean, obviously that's what you get when you're in the top 70. That's the elite of the elite coming down the stretch. So
right, remember
it's gonna be
top 30.
good.
Yeah, sorry. Remember top 30 make it to the
advance,
FedEx Cup Tour Championship next week.
Mm-hmm.
At East Lake, so it'll be interesting to see some of these guys.
At East Lake.
Yeah, like Phil Mickelson literally probably needs to win the tournament just about to get in.
Yeah.
Or come close. Or come some of these other guys.
Yep.
Do as well. I think Scotty Scheffler is kind of near the bubble. I think some of these guys are kind of on the bubble. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes down, coming down the stretch over the next couple of days. Hopefully this tournament finishes normally and not last week's debacle of the Northern Trust.
Right.
It was none of the PGA Tour's fault of their own. Obviously, nothing they could have done. It's just
No.
what a mess.
Oh yeah, that
so-
course should have played. That course should have played at least 3 or 4 shots harder than it was because it just rained all weekend. I mean, it rained up until Thursday, and then it rained on Sunday, and then it was soft as a sponge Monday. I mean, it was just, it was super gettable. I mean, that course isn't overly hard for them, but it should have played at least a couple shots harder than it did,
Yep, absolutely. So that's what we have going on. That's the week on the PGA Tour. Been a busy couple of days, obviously. My mother messages and says her and my brother Nicky are doing good at Kirkbury Trivia Night, and they are watching the show. So there's that. So anyway, that's what we have. Stay tuned this weekend for some cool content regarding regarding the Bmw tournament. Obviously, we'll have a recap and some analysis of what happens in the Bmw Championship, and Lord knows what else is going to happen over the next few days. It's been an interesting week of big stories, and so hopefully we'll have more interesting content. But stay tuned for some cool content this week regarding the tournament, regarding Stan Bluch himself, and some other things. Next weekend, or next week is going to be a really cool week. Kirkbury's actually celebrating their 60th anniversary next week, so really fun week. There's a big gala next Sunday night, so super looking forward to that. Fireworks display and everything. So we'll do we're gonna have some content for that regarding Kirkbury's 60th anniversary. And
would you say that's what the 5th?
Yeah, Sunday night, the 5th, is a big gala.
Yeah.
A lot of the old members are coming back.
Nice.
So it
Nice.
should be really cool. It's a big dinner, black tie affair, the whole thing. So we have some content for that. Also next week, stay tuned for coverage. Is the Ryder Senior Amateur is Tuesday and Wednesday of next week at Warwick Country Club. So I will be there at least Wednesday, if not both Tuesday and Wednesday. A bunch of Kirkbury guys are playing: John O'Clair, John Bacon, and others. My buddy Joey Hassett's playing there as well, and as well as legendary Paul Quigley and more. So we'll have coverage of that starting on Monday. We're going to publish the tee times, and then obviously the tournament starts Tuesday and Wednesday, and so I will be there at least on Wednesday, if not both days. We'll see how the rest of the week goes, but make sure you tune in for coverage of that. That should be a lot of fun, and that kind of wraps up the Ryder and golf season. Obviously, we have the Kirkbury Alpine Ryder Cup. We have the Kings Crossing Ryder Cup against Pinecrest, and a few other tournaments. But for the most part, things are kind of wrapping up here. But we'll have tons of content. We have some things planned for the winter that we're going to try to do in some way, shape, or form. So stay tuned for all that as well. Rich, unless you have anything else to add, I'm going to wrap up the show and get the heck out of here.
I'm good.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for all your support. Be sure to check out the Pro Shop. And again, if you're still looking for tickets for tomorrow night's event, the link, tomorrow night's event that benefits the Brick Fund, the link is pinned to the top of our Facebook page. The Golf News Ride Facebook page, and like I said, for whatever that's worth, it's also on my own Facebook page. So whatever is easier for you. But if you're still looking for tickets are still available. It's a great event to benefit the Brick Fund, and a great event put on by our friend Ed Brady, who's doing it on his own and putting it together on his own. So good for him. And again, tickets are still available if you're interested in going. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Check out the Pro Shop. Stay tuned all weekend long for great content and more. And we'll see if any other Ryder golfers get golf rounds or presidents. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in, and hope you all have a great Thursday night and a great week.